The first time I saw him was at a party hosted by Mrs. Strickland in London. He had large features and a somewhat rough appearance. There was nothing refined or particularly striking about him. He was tall and solidly built, dressed like a proper gentleman, but there was no sense of artistry, no sign of individuality. A man who seemed kind, yet entirely unremarkable. Charles Strickland. Hello. This is Journey to Insight, JTI Tales. Today's story is The Moon and Sixpence by Somerset Maugham. There is a man who, at the age of 40, walked away from everything his life had been. Why did he abandon his family and career, disappear into the dark streets of Paris, and vanish into the vivid wilderness of Tahiti? Let us follow that unsettling, yet strangely beautiful madness. Charles Strickland was a stockbroker in London, a man with a successful life. A wife of 17 years, healthy children, and financial stability. One day, without warning, he leaves behind a short letter and disappears to Paris. People whisper that he must have run away with a young woman. His wife, devastated, asks me to find him. And so I go to Paris. But what I find is nothing like I expected. In a shabby hotel room, barely eating, he is completely absorbed in painting. Unable to understand him, I ask, "Why are you doing this?" He answers without hesitation, "I have to paint. If I don't, I shall die like a man drowning." For him, art was not a choice. It was a desperate necessity to survive. The Moon and Sixpence is not just a title, but the central symbol of the story. The sixpence represents the small, practical values of everyday life, money, status, and what we call a normal life. The moon, on the other hand, represents something entirely different, a distant ideal, an artistic longing that shakes the soul. Most people spend their lives picking up sixpences at their feet, never looking up at the moon. And even when they do, they cannot let go of the security below. But Strickland did. He stepped away from the world of sixpence and reached for the moon. Published in 1919, just after the First World War, this novel reflects a time when Europe had begun to question everything it believed in. People who once saw themselves as refined and civilized were left in doubt. In the art world, the story of Paul Gauguin had already become a legend. A man who abandoned everything, left for the South Pacific, and painted life with raw, primitive colors. After the war, the world felt gray, and people were drawn to the intense vitality in his work. The question, why would a man give up everything and go to Tahiti? Deeply fascinated Somerset Maugham. He was a trained doctor and a writer who refused to write about anything he had not seen or heard himself. In 1917, while the war was still ongoing, he traveled to Tahiti to experience the truth behind that madness. He tried to understand it, but perhaps he too was drawn to it. In fact, he even bought a piece of glass painting that Gauguin had created while gravely ill. That powerful experience became the final piece in shaping the character of Strickland. Strickland's madness is not beautiful. It is disturbing and often cruel. Dirk Struve, a struggling painter, was the only one who recognized his genius. When Strickland was starving and ill in Paris, Struve took him into his home and cared for him. Strickland showed no gratitude. Instead, he took over the house as if it were his own studio. To him, kindness was simply something he was entitled to. The most tragic part is his relationship with Struve's wife Blanche. The couple lived a modest life, but it was warm and peaceful. Struve loved her deeply. But from the beginning, Blanche disliked how much her husband admired Strickland. She strongly opposed bringing him into their home. And yet, she eventually cared for him. Struve was grateful to her. As Strickland recovered, he announces that he will leave. Then Blanche says she will go with him. Shaken, Struve tries to stop her. He warns her of the miserable life she will face. But she does not change her mind. Loving her too much to let her suffer, he chooses to leave instead. Strickland uses this sacrifice without hesitation. To him, people are not ends, but means. He did not take Blanche out of love. He needed her as a subject for his work. Once her utility was exhausted, he abandoned the very muse he had used without a second thought. The crushing truth was enough to destroy her. Her life reduced to nothing more than a tool for a painting. In despair, she takes her own life. Struve's life collapses completely. But still, Strickland shows no reaction. As if it meant nothing at all, not even the slightest trace of emotion appears. There was no guilt in him. To him, drawing a perfect line on canvas was worth more than a human life. Until the age of 40, Strickland lived exactly as society expected. But within him, something else had been growing. A destructive instinct called art. Mom describes it as being possessed by a demon. Not a matter of will, but a force, as uncontrollable as a natural disaster. When that force awakens, the old man disappears. Only the artist remains. For him, there was only one standard. Painting, everything else, kindness, suffering, was simply a matter of whether it helped or hindered his work. Even the kindness he received was reduced to a means for space and models. Something unsettling in its logic. And in the end, his actions move beyond understanding, leaving behind something close to contempt. The moment he left for Paris, he threw away the moral mask he had worn. He no longer feared judgment, because judgment belongs to those who wish to remain within society. He had already stepped outside it. How can a man who lived so responsibly become so cruel? The answer is simple. he did not change. He revealed what had always been inside him. And perhaps, within all of us, there is a fragment of that same madness. Unable to satisfy himself in Paris, he eventually leaves the civilized world and goes to Tahiti. There, free from all interference, he begins to create his own world. Completely devoted to painting, his body slowly breaks down. He contracts leprosy. He loses his sight. Still, he does not stop. Even in darkness, he continues to paint. Beyond the canvas, onto the walls of his house, he pours everything he has into his final work. And so, he creates a world filled with raw, primal life. His death was as intense as his life. Before dying, he asks the woman who stayed with him to burn the mural that contained his entire life. He had no interest in fame or in selling his work. What mattered to him was the act of creation itself. Once that was complete, his purpose was fulfilled. The burning of the mural symbolizes his complete freedom from the world, becoming one with the moon. Charles Strickland was inspired by the real-life painter Paul Gauguin. Both abandoned stable lives to pursue art at any cost. Through this character, Mom asks us a question. Are you living the life your soul desires, or the one the world has chosen for you? Of course, not all of us can walk away from everything like Strickland. But perhaps, once in a while, we should look up, not at the sixpence beneath our feet, but at the moon above. Because within us, there may still remain a small piece of that burning madness. We all live between reality and desire. Some choices protect us. Some break us. And some change who we are. And in the end, those choices define who I am. That was the Moon and Sixpence. This was JTI Tales. If this journey meant something to you, please like, subscribe, and stay with us. Thank you.